Okay, trust but verify posted this in his Discord server. A word about what happened in the public channels over the last several days. This is a secular space where everyone is welcome. What prompted moderation action was not a disagreement or dissent, but sustained and repeated microaggressions towards marginalized people. That is the most ridiculous thing that I think he could have written. No, it was disagreement. I disagreed with your policy. I disagreed with several policies, but the one where you only allow BIPOC people to speak in one channel and white people were not allowed and questions were not allowed. Yeah, I disagreed with that. I think that's awful. Framing it as microaggressions? Come on, man. No. It's easy to cherry pick individual comments and construct a narrative that people were ganged up on. There was quite a few people who were really nasty to me, commenting on my appearance, telling me I was uneducated. Yeah, I would say that was ganged up on and kind of nasty. The framing ignores the actual pattern. When microaggressions persist and the people targeted finally respond, the response is often framed as hostility. This is a well-known dynamic and is not something that the community will normalize or excuse. So, was there action taken against those people? Because it sounds like that's an excuse. It's easy to cherry pick individual comments and construct a narrative. Well, it was normalized. You allowed it. It continued to happen. I made multiple good faith attempts to engage, de-escalate, and clarify expectations. Not really. Not really at all. No. It was just some of the people who were harassing me were the admins. There was no de-escalation. Yeah, sure, you tried to step in every once in a while. And I appreciate that. But it was the admins doing the harassing, dude. These attempts were met with evasive and disingenuous responses. Many of you have noted that I tend to be patient. Even my patience has one. The only thing he's going to say is that I was disingenuous. But there's no possible way you can know that either, because you're not in my brain. I was not being disingenuous. I want to be clear about this. The community response does not require defending. I guess that's his way of saying, this is mine and I'll do whatever I want with it. Okay, cool. But, that's such a weird way. It sounds just like this weird excuse. Oh, then he puts full stop. If this is raised elsewhere, no one would be obligated to justify or relitigate what happened. This is not true is sufficient. So, what he's saying is you can just deny it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to prove it. Which, nobody has to engage with anyone. So, yeah, that's fine. But that's coming off as just a weird excuse. This community will stand on its own and its values will speak for themselves. Kind of sounding like an echo chamber there. Let's continue reading. I've also decided to step away from communities that allow or enable these patterns of behavior. So these microaggressions that he says. But they weren't really microaggressions. They were just disagreements. I value critical questioning and still use it in my work. I will no longer associate with SE communities because they use the method to excuse or mask harm towards marginalized people. I guess it could be used that way. Sure. If you're using it, as it's written as in the FE manual, well, that's not possible. If you were saying that Pine Creek Doug I'll use it to SE that way. I guess that's like, you could like make the case, but he's not fucking using SE. He's just a piece of shit. So like, his method is something else. That's not SE. One is already too many. Until they're the zero, not willing to be adjacent to that. So I guess he's quitting SE. Okay, good. Because like, I mean, I shouldn't say good. Like, I don't know. It just sucks when people are want to associate with SE and they're like using it to promote their agenda, right? It just kind of sucks. Going forward, I will be more vigilant about people who enter this space using procedural language, civility norms, or debate tactics to control or manipulate others, especially members of marginalized communities. I'll also be more vigilant about associations with communities that enable this behavior. So what that makes it sound like is like procedural language, civility norms, or debate tactics to control or manipulate others. So I think he's saying that this happened. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. If anything, it happened against me, right? The admins were threatening to kick me out because I disagreed with them. I didn't manipulate anyone. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Be explicit. People in marginalized but protected classes are safe here. They should be safe from like harassment. Yeah, I agree. I didn't harass anyone. Well, I take that back. I did punch back. Like when the dude started, saying comments about my physical appearance. Yeah, I punched back. But you know what? I think that was justified. These protections exist for a reason. They are meant to level the playing field, not tilt it. So let's give marginalized people an advantage. That's interesting. I would rather have a level playing field, not a tilted playing field. I'm willing to educate where there is genuine misunderstanding, but my patience is not unlimited. Everyone here has different thresholds, and no one is expecting to tolerate ongoing harm indefinitely. Boundaries will be honored. Ongoing harm. So me trying to make the case why BIPOC only spaces are a bad thing is harmful, apparently. Interesting. As briefly stated by the admin team, we are not tone police. Obviously. However, when someone sets a boundary to disengage, that is a consent boundary. We will actively enforce consent. Okay. So there was an interesting scenario. So one of the admins was like, I'm done talking to you, Pierce. You're such a fucking... Okay, she didn't say that. But it was kind of like that. She was like, I'm done talking to you. You're just so uneducated. Until you get educated, I'm not going to talk to you again. You're, like that, where it's like this passive aggressive jab at the end. And it's like, no, I get to respond to that mean comment that you said. You don't get to have the last word like that when you're setting a boundary. No. I appreciate everyone who contributes in space in good faith. Your presence here is wanted and expected. So anyone who disagrees with you, they're engaging in bad faith. Enjoy your echo chamber, dude.